Alright, as you should be aware, we've got the next OG season right around the corner. It comes out on April 1st, and that's Fortnite OG Season 8. So we got the full lineup, we got the loot pool, the battle pass, everything. I did a video on that. As you can see in this image, everything is on full display. But do you know what else came out in Chapter 1, Season 8? That's 2019. It was April of 2019. So this will be the 7th anniversary of none other than the LTM limited time mode, Fortnite Avengers Endgame. So I've been playing Fortnite since day one. The first day it was available on PlayStation 4, I downloaded it, I've been playing forever. And of course, I record every single game, every single clip. I've got external hard drives upon external hard drives. So I busted out the external hard drive from April 2019 to get some OG gameplay for you. So first of all, how do we know it's coming back? Well, they made 2 tweets so far. The first one is this right here. Yesterday, it says whatever it takes. April 3rd, 2026. So the new season starts April 1st, but it looks like Endgame doesn't come out until April 3rd. Let me just see when that is. So April 1st is Wednesday, but this LTM will come out on Friday. So this was one of the original teasers because I made a video on this when they first put this out in 2019. And I said, well, who is that character? Because Bright Bomber wasn't around then and I didn't know who that was. But clearly Captain America's shield on full display. And then today we got this teaser. It says whatever it takes, April 3rd. And now we've got the Iron Man gauntlets on full display here. And that's the C-Day skin. Remember C-Day? That's the Raptor skin. So, pretty cool. Now, if you've never played Endgame before, it was really, really fun. And ahead of its time, because that was before Thanos, the skin, came out. So, I think this was the first game mode with Thanos in it, if I remember correctly. Because after this limited time mode, Thanos actually came to the real Battle Royale. And you could beat Thanos in a real game, and it would count for a win, which was crazy. But this Avengers Endgame mode was an LTM. So yeah, it was fun and it was ahead of its time and it was really, really interesting because there were some super overpowered weapons. So in Avengers Endgame, you could be either the Avengers team or the Chitauri team. So Thanos had the Chitauri army. So on the one hand, you didn't want to really be them because they were kind of lame compared to the Avengers and their overpowered weapons. But on the other hand, you could become Thanos. So they had 3 weapons if you were on Team Chitauri. You had a rapid fire weapon that shot a beam out. You had one that you could charge and shoot almost like an explosive, and then you had a jetpack. So if I remember correctly, you could just become Thanos randomly. I think it just randomly chose one person on that team to become Thanos. And then if you died, it would swap to somebody else. Now all the stones for the Infinity Gauntlet would drop as well, and both teams could collect them. I can't remember what happened if one team got more than the other. I'll have to check, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. It's not like Thanos got more abilities each time. So you could jump with them, you could hold your jump to do a charged one, you could punch, and you could do a beam. So he was pretty overpowered. He had 1,000 shield and 1,000 health. But again, Team Avengers had a bunch of overpowered weapons. So that was one team. If you were on the Avengers team, you could get a variety of Avengers weapons. So every time you would start, you would get an Avengers treasure map. And you would have to land, go to where it said on your treasure map, and dig up your loot. So for example, here's me unearthing Thor's Stormbreaker. So this particular weapon had 3 different abilities. An axe swing, an in-air leap, which you could jump to a target, and then an axe throw. So remember, these were way ahead of their time. These were really overpowered weapons in this awesome LTM game mode. It was super fun to use. Now, my least favorite one was probably Hawkeye's bow. And with this one, if you unearthed it from your treasure map, you could grapple, which was fun. I mean, you could traverse the map quite easily, or you could shoot an explosive arrow. So, of course, there were other Avengers weapons as well. But these are the 2 that I found some actual gameplay of. So like I said, most people wanted to be on Team Avengers just because they didn't want to be the Chitauri. But again, if you were on Thanos' team, you had a chance to beat Thanos, which was absolutely crazy. I remember taking on 18 people at once. It was 18 people versus me. I eventually got overwhelmed because all the Avengers weapons were, as mentioned, overpowered. But I'll show you some footage of that at the end of this video. Literally, it was either 17 or 18 people versus me. I tried to fight as long as I could, but they swarmed me with their overpowered Mickey Mouse bull squash, and I finally got defeated. So let me know what you guys think about this return of Avengers Endgame. I can't wait to replay it. It probably won't be as spectacular now because we've had all sorts of fun and gimmicky and overpowered weapons throughout the seasons and chapters in Fortnite. But back then, Chapter 1, Season 8, we had at that point only seen a few crazy strong weapons like the Infinity Blade, which was a season before. But now everyone could pick these up at any given time during a match, or you could be Thanos with 1,000 shield, 1,000 health. Plus the hype of the actual movie, Avengers Endgame. Holy crap, was that a time to be alive. So like I said, I don't think it's going to have as much charm as it did originally, and that's true for everything. I mean, Fortnite OG is nowhere near as awesome as playing Chapter 1 in its prime because, you know, back then it was fresh and new, and now it's just rehashed. Of course, it's new for some people, but for those of us that already played it, it won't be as magical as before, is what I'm trying to say. Still, I can't wait. And there were also some free rewards. Let me just show you right here. So you could get a variety of things. There was some, obviously, free XP. There were some emoticons. There were some sprays. There was even a loading screen. But the ultimate reward, if you completed 10 challenges, you got the Avengers Quinjet, one of the best gliders in the game. And someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is in the item shop now, right? I think you can just buy it outright, but at this point in time, it was free. And I actually did a guide on one of these quests because it's so hard. It was collect Infinity Stones, because as soon as those dropped, people would be on them. And you had to collect 3 of them, which is not that many, but like I said, it was 1 in a million chance to collect that stone with, I don't know, 40-some people per game going after them. So a really fun and ahead of its time LTM that when it was removed, people were left wanting more, and then Thanos eventually came to Battle Royale, like I said, and that was fun as well. So this is coming, along with OG Season 8, one of the best seasons in Fortnite's history. Absolutely amazing. So if you never got a chance to play this LTM, you're in for a treat. And hopefully they make some modifications to it as well and make it even better than what it was. So to end the video, let me show you the footage here of me taking on as many Avengers as I could. You can see all the overpowered weapons as I try to fight for my life as Thanos. And eventually I get toppled and my reign comes to an end. So there you go. That's all there is to it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like as always, appreciate it. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator Code, which is tabortime.